And we're going to look at our graphs here. So this is our paragraph for our exponential b to the x. So it increases like this. And remember, we have this asymptote. Our graph never hits that. So say, for example, I make this a fraction here. So I'm going to just kind of shift it over there. Boom. So if you make that a fraction here, like less than 1, but greater than -1, it's going to shift this way and go down like that. But say, for example, there was a 1 here. This is say for now 1 times b. So we don't have anything yet, but we're going to eventually come to that. So let's look at another example. So if I make a negative, it flips to the other side. So let me change that back to positive. See, it flips. And make that negative again. So you kind of got to experiment with these. So for the next one, we're actually going to put the a in there this time. And I'm going to make it 1, a1. So a is 1. So it increases like this. But remember, at this, it's like a fraction less than 1, greater than -1. It flips to the other side. So what does a do? It just kind of stretches it. Let's say, for example, we make a negative. It's going to flip it down. Let's flip it back up. And let's make this 2 now. So I made it 2. I kind of flipped it to the other side. And if I make a negative, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to flip. Obviously, it's going to flip down. Yep. Now let's look at that last example here. It's the hardest one. This is the example we're going to look at here. So your HK is kind of, I like to think of it, it's kind of like the vertex of a parabola, but it's kind of like my starting point where I like to start from. So remember, it's your 0, 1, and you still have your asymptote here. So we're just going to shift this. This is where I want to look at. We're going to be shifting this left, right, and up and down. So remember, if we shift it, the asymptote is also going to shift. The easiest thing to look at is probably the k. So on here, k is 1. So if I change this to 1, what do you think is going to happen to this? It should be shift up 1. Let's make that 1. All right. Oop. See? Shift up 1. So I'll make this -1. Let's go back to 0. Make this k -1. It's going to shift down 1 unit. So it shifts right there. Shift it back up there. So for my h here, what I like to do is set that equal to 0. And so for h, so it's going to be -4. So what do you think is going to happen if I make this -4? -4. See, it shifts it all the way over here, right there to -4. So what if I were to make this, I don't know, say for example, 2. Make that 2. 1, 2. So it shifts it over 1, 2, so that we can see that. Shifts over 2, so 1, 2. Okay. So the h, it just moves it left or right, and the k moves it up or down. It's always the opposite what's in a parenthesis, but what I like to do is kind of set it equal to 0 there. Okay, so I'm just going to change all the numbers to make it look like that. So k is 1. So it shifts it up. 1. Then h is -4, so it's going to shift to the left 4. -4. Remember, a just stretches it, so it's just going to be stretched a little bit. 0.5. 0.5, so it gets stretched a little bit. And I'm just going to change this to 3. The b just makes it increase quicker or slower. So if it's a fraction, it's going to increase a lot slower. If it's going to be 3, it's going to increase. Like if it's going to be like 3 or 100, it's going to increase really quickly. And that's kind of like what your graph looks like. All right.